Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
Talking about finances can be confusing, difficult, scary, murky even. But it doesn't have to be with Money Mentor by Michigan First Credit Union on your side. More than 90 years ago, Michigan First was founded on the principle of putting education first. Today, Money Mentor continues that tradition because affording the lifestyle you want isn't always easy. Check us out at MichiganFirstMoneyMentor.com or follow us on social media for tips, tricks, blogs, and videos today.
Ryan, Hilton, Tom, Campion, Tony, Canoe, and Anthony Vermillion. At this time, we ask you please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Well, after all the rain that we've had the past couple of nights, and especially the rain that we had earlier today, it's finally sunshine right here in Utica. Welcome, everybody, to our live coverage on the LTU Sports Network. For today's doubleheader action, the final two games of this four-game series between the Cardinals of Concordia University and your Blue Devils of Lawrence Technological University. John, stay with you on the call for this one. The Cardinals claimed the regular season championship with 2 wins yesterday on Saturday, and so they are the regular season champions for the first time in the history of their program under the leadership of Zachary Johnston in his 9th season. So therefore, the Cardinals have claimed number 1 seed within the WAC tournament coming up next week. And so whatever happens today, they will not be affected and not come out in first place. The Blue Devils, however, are in a very difficult spot because these are 2 must-win games right here. Because of the 2 losses, they have been knocked out of contention for the WAC tournament unless they get 2 wins today, but that is not all that needs to happen. The other 2 teams that are in front of them are Cleary and Indiana Tech. Those teams are playing also today against each other, and one of those teams needs to win both games. Those teams split yesterday in their doubleheader. Cleary took game 1, Indiana Tech was able to bounce back and win game 2. So therefore, either Cleary wins both games or Indiana Tech wins both games, and that allows LTU, if they win both games here today, to be in contention for the WAC tournament this upcoming week. So we'll be keeping live tabs of the other game as well. That one's already into the 2nd inning, as this one's just about to get underway. Jay Gallant is the starting pitcher for LTU. Gallant coming in, making his 10th start of the year, ERA of over 8. He has thrown 45 innings so far this year. Has given up 67 hits, 41 earned runs, has struck out 38, and walked 14. Kyle Hebner to lead things off the Cardinals. Looks at a first pitch strike. Hebner in a total of 8 at-bats yesterday. Struck out 5 times and only recorded 1 hit, but he was on base 3 times. Slider misses outside, 1-1. Swinging away, that's a fly ball in the center field. Drifting back is Sterneman. He's into the gap, onto the warning track, and he makes the running catch. So deep fly ball out, and that's the deepest part of the ballpark. As the conditions of the field are definitely wet all the way around the grass, rather. And when I showed up to the ballpark, I saw the grounds crew brushing out the entire grass outfield as there was ginormous ponds of water out there and also along the warning track, and also still bits of ponds in front of the dugouts and along the warning track as we go along, but the playing surfaces will be drying up within here shortly. So one away now for Aaron West, third baseman. Inside, and it hits him. So a one-out base runner. Is going to bring up Drew Fleming, and Fleming has had himself quite a season. 18 home runs this year. In addition to hitting 2 of those yesterday in the first game of Saturday, and also doubling up as the closer for the Cardinals. Outside for ball 1. Fleming is a transfer out of Wright State University, and like a lot of the members of this Cardinal roster, the recruiting has just been that good to get a lot of these college transfers. The 1-0. That one's popped up, and that one's way up there. Walker now drifting back into fair territory, and he makes the grab. So now there's 2 outs, and that one was a lot more difficult than it looked. But sometimes with those pop-ups, you get a lot of backspin, and the ball can definitely drift away at the last moment. So 2 down now for the catcher, Jimmy Ressel. Missing inside with the first pitch. Gallant in his last start was past weekend against University of Northwestern Ohio. He only went 4 innings, giving up 6 hits and 4 earned runs and 1 walk. Check on the runner at first. He also hit a batter as well and was called for a balk. Did not record a strikeout, and that was game 1 of the Sunday series, and that one went to extra innings, and LTU picked up the victory 10-8. West goes. Throw down to second. On a bounce, and right there to back it up is Trent Reed. That one hit the lip of the grass and took a high bounce. So that's a stolen base for Aaron West, and he's in scoring position with 2 outs. Gallant's a senior, and senior day was yesterday. He was celebrated as part of the festivities. He's out of Saginaw, Michigan. That one's in the hole. Snared there by Reed. Long throw to first is in there in time. Great play by Trent Reed. And so the hit batter is left stranded. We go to the bottom of the first inning, and LTU coming to bat. Bottom of the first inning between Cardinals and Blue Devils. This is game 3 of a 4-game series. The Cardinals have already won two out of the set. So for LTU, these are must-wins. And still keep themselves in contention for the playoffs. Joel Sturman's going to lead things off. First base strike is in there from the starting pitcher from the Cardinals. It is Timothy Palmaville. Palmaville is a senior right-hander out of Warren, Michigan. Swung on and missed, and quickly he's ahead of Sturman, 1-2. Of Warren, Michigan, he went to Warren Woods Tower High School. Sturman had been a lot of DH, and he fouls that one off. He's gotten a few more starts in center field. He is a very versatile lefty thrower and lefty hitter. Also has played a few games at first base, and he has been definitely needed in relief on the mound. Has a great average, above average arm. 0-2. Down low, and he's able to watch it through. 1-2 now. But one thing that Sturman has done very well throughout the entire year is that he keeps putting the ball in play, and that keeps him in that leadoff spot. That one just misses low. 2-2. Down low, full count now. Sturman has also had a great eye at the plate. Does not strike out a whole total. He's only struck out 21 times this year, and he has walked 19. He's been hit by 13 pitches. Payoff. Sliced and into left center field for a base hit. So a leadoff single by Sturman gets things going for LTU here in the first. So leadoff man aboard now for Kellen Banaszewski. Banaszewski is senior. He will be coming back for another year out of Grosse Pointe, went to University Liggett. Swinging away early, comes up empty, 0-1. Very versatile infielder. Has got a very good, accurate arm. Check on the runner. This will be a start of the parade of pickoff attempts put on by the Cardinals pitching staff. They did a variety of a bunch yesterday in the 2 games, trying to keep all the base runners close. Runner goes on 0-1, and that one's fouled away. Did not see a whole lot of base stealing attempts by LTU yesterday, but when they do, they always want to manage to try to put the ball in play to catch the defense off guard. And right now, Palmaville is ahead in the count, 0-2 on Banaszewski. Another check over. Zachary Johnson, the head coach for the Cardinals, electing to go with his main starters throughout this game 3, and depending on what happens, may not for the second game of here today. Another check over. By winning the regular season championship, and for the first time in the history of their program, they have an automatic bid into the NAIA first round after the WAC tournament championship is over. That one's popped up foul. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. And also by winning the regular season championship, they will be the number 1 seed team going into the WAC tournament and be able to host throughout the majority of it. Called strike 3. Banaszewski strikes out, and there's 1 gone. At the pitch of the knees, and got the call. So runner still at first, 1 gone. That's going to bring up Nick Olson. Another pickoff try. Definitely the conditions of the field are still in question because as watching the warm-ups, both the teams, especially in the outfield, they were definitely slipping a lot all over the place, so you definitely want to look after the safety of all the players. Able to lay off the high fastball for ball one. Nick Olson is a junior out of Livonia. All speed is in there for a strike, 1-1. And being a former teammate, when he came onto the scene, that was in 2021, he definitely came out with a big burst and hit a ton of home runs and kept getting on base. Had a bit of a slow start this year, but he's able to get back into the swing of things. His average now at 347. That one came low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Just a very positive-minded guy. Always trying to bring everybody up. Two, 1. That one's down low. 3 balls and a strike on Olson. Runner goes. There's a fly ball. Deep right field. Drifting back at the wall. And that one is gone. Nick Olson, a 2-run shot. And LTU strikes first. 2-0. In a must-win situation, that is the start that they were looking for. First pitch strike in there to Yanessa. Yanessa also had a home run yesterday. That was back in game 1 that tied things up for the moment in the 6th inning. And now he's down the count 0-2. And he swings and misses, so a 3-pitch strikeout after the home run. Second strikeout for Palmaville. And only the 4th home run given up by Palmaville. Palmaville is making his 6th start this year. Has made more appearances out in relief. Swinging away, that one's fouled away by Wakowiak. Seven and 1 record for Palmaville. He's pitched over 60 innings coming into this one, giving up 42 hits. 14 earned runs and struck out 63. Fouled straight back, and so Palmaville, after the home run, has gone ahead of the next 2 hitters 0-2. Wakowiak was also part of the senior group. 7 total seniors were celebrated yesterday for Senior Day, and 2 of which have been a part of this program for as long as the program's been around. 7 years total for Wakowiak, and the other senior was Alec Wichurkowski. 0-2. Low and inside, 1-2. Wakowiak has been a lot of outfield, first base, and some pitcher. Swung on and missed. So 3 total strikeouts in the inning for Palmaville, but he gives up the 2-run shot. LTU with the lead. We go to the 2nd inning. 2-0. LTU has the early lead against Concordia as we're into the second inning. Gallant back to work. Chopped back to the mound. Great play there by Gallant. Flips to first, and 1 pitch and 1 gone here in the second. So a great start to this inning for Gallant. And as we're nearing the end of the season here with the final 2 games and then the tournament starting next week, there's definitely should mention that the way that everything has gone this year is nothing like the preseason polls. As here's Harmon at the plate. Heinen tied for ball 1. Basically, the top 2 teams that were picked to finish first and second, Northwestern Ohio was picked to win the league this year. Almost chopped foul. And Lawrence Tech was picked to finish second this year, and then Madonna right behind them. But that is not the case. Concordia were picked to finish within the 5th and 6th areas of the conference. That one's sliced foul. 1-2 now. And meanwhile, a check on the other games. Indiana Tech has a 3-0 lead in the second inning, but into the bottom of the second, Cleary has the bases loaded with 1 out, so that game could be really close. 1-2. That one's chopper to the right side. Wakoviak on a bounce. He's going to take it himself, and there's 2 outs. Three unassisted. So 2 ground ball outs, and that's going to bring in Batanian. Off speed is in there for a strike. 0-1. Over to first, and on a line, right there's Wakoviak, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Jay Gallant. We go to the bottom of the second, LTU up by 2. Trent Reed going to lead things off for LTU here in the bottom half of the second inning. The Blue Devils have a 2-0 lead on a cloudy and rather cool day here in Utica. Timothy Palmville back to work. Delivers a first pitch strike in the outside corner. Trent Reed also had a home run himself back in Game 2 of yesterday. That one's popped up. Fleming over in foul territory in front of the bench, and he makes the grab. So a great play by Drew Fleming, almost right in front of the bench, just with the outreach. And there's 1 gone. So definitely a lot of newcomers within the top 6 of the standings as we look at them right now. Concordia has won the conference. They're at the number 1 pick. Madonna has picked up 2 wins against Lords yesterday. They have basically secured the number 2 spot. That one sliced foul by Earhart, 0-1. Aquinas has picked up 2 victories against Northwestern Ohio. The Racers, after dropping 3 against LTU last weekend, have now dropped 5 in a row, and now they're completely out of the number 1 spot. That one's hit hard in the center field. Back is Brazelton, and he makes the grab right in front of the warning track. Yeah, quickly there's 2 gone. So the Racers of Northwestern Ohio maintain the 3rd place spot if they can hold off Aquinas. Those two teams play again today in 2 games. And then, as we mentioned, checking up on Cleary and Indiana Tech. Cleary was unable to score after having the bases loaded in the bottom half of the 1st. That one moves on to the 3rd inning. Andrew Mertz, he is the DH for this game. Fouls that one back, 1-1. Mertz, a very versatile player, DH, and has also caught a few games. In 44 at-bats, he is hitting .341 with 15 hits and 3 doubles. Off-speed misses inside, 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike on Mertz. Now Milford, Michigan, went to Milford High School. A half swing, but he goes around. Now it's a full count. That one's high for ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Mertz. It's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Logan Walker. So, no, definitely Aquinas and Cleary have been the newcomers into the White Conference picture. Off-speed misses outside for ball 1. So definitely a lot of newcomers and a lot of different outcomes throughout this season. There's a lot of jig-jogging around within the top 4 of the conference standings as they check it on the runner. Now misses high, 2-0. Three balls and no strikes on Walker. And when talking about those 2 teams, Cleary and Indiana Tech, they have not had the full experience of facing Lawrence Tech. 2 games were postponed due to weather early in the season for Indiana Tech, and then Indiana Tech blew LTU out of the water in the 2 games that they did play. 3-1 now. And then for Cleary, it was a 4-game series over there at Cleary University. Cleary won game 1. LTU made a bounce back in dominant fashion. Outside, so back-to-back walks with 2 outs. As I mentioned, the first set of 2 games, Cleary won the first game of that doubleheader on a Saturday, and then LTU bounced back 11-5. Then the next day, a very high offensive game, 17-11. LTU won that game, and then in the second game on that Sunday, in there for a strike on Sterneman, the score was 5-2. LTU was leading into the 3rd inning, but it was called due to rain, and the game has not been completed, so it will not count. towards anybody's record. 0-1 to Sterneman. That one sliced foul, and Palmaville is ahead 0-2. Sterneman singled in his first at bat and scored on the home run by Olson. Oh, 2. Another foul. It's definitely been a benefit when you add on more games to the conference season to really test out your full energy and full potential of your team when you face the same team 4 times in one weekend. Pickoff attempt at second, and Mertz is able to get back in there. Do not sleep on these Cardinal pitchers and the infielders. They will try to they will try to pick you off at any time if you notice it or not. And they are definitely not letting down at any point. Another 0-2 to Sterneman. High for ball 1. Another pickoff try at second, and again, Mertz is back in there. A little bit of wind pushing out to right center field. As everything looks to be drying up a bit. Still some puddles around the dirt areas around the warning tracks in front of the dugouts. 1-2 pitch. That's a chopper up the middle. It's going to be a tough play. Throw to first. It is dug out, and it's in time. Great play by Fleming at first, and Kozlowski up the middle. We go to the third inning. It's 2-0 Blue Devils. Third inning, Jake Gallant back to work for LTU. He has a 2-0 lead, courtesy of a 2-run home run by Nick Olson back in the first inning. Justin Kozlowski, the shortstop, is going to lead things off for the Cardinals. Off speed is in there for a strike, 1-0. Kozlowski made a really great defensive play to end the last half inning on a running play at the middle. There's a ground ball to short. Right there is Reed. Gobbles it up. And the throw is in time. So another ground ball out for Gallant. That is the 5th ground ball out he has recorded here so far in this start. timeouts called and little gathering here. It almost appears that they're looking for something on the field. Zachary Johnson, home plate umpire, and 3 Cardinals players. And it looks like they appear to have found the object in which they were looking for. So after the brief delay, we resume play. Number 9 hitter, A.J. Brazelton. First pitch off speed is fouled back. That one's outside, 1-1. That one's popped up, but it's going to go foul out of play. 1-2 now on Brazelton. One-two pitch. Another ground ball to short. Right there is Reed. One more time. Gets the speedy Brazelton. And there's quickly 2 away. So 2 gone now. Top of the order for Kyle Hebner. Make that now 6 ground ball outs recorded by Gallant. And 3 of which have been to Trent Reed. First base strike is in there to Hebner. Hebner flied out to center field in his first at bat. Slider is in there for a strike, and Gallant ahead, 0-2. Oh, 2. Low and inside, gets the backstop. 1-2 now. One-two pitch. That one's into right field. In comes Yanessa. 1-2-3 inning put up by Jay Gallant. Cruising along here in game 1 of a two-game series. 4 games overall, but 2 games here today. New pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals. This is Taishin Matsushita. And his time is called, and Jimmy Russell is going to head over to the dugout. It appears that he was looking at his glove like there was a string loose. 2-0 is the score going into the bottom half of the third inning. Checking on the other game between Indiana Tech and Cleary, that remains 3-0 in favor of the Warriors, and that game is into the fourth inning. Matsushita is making his 7th appearance, has made one start this year. An overall record of 2-0. He is a two-way player, a infielder and right-handed pitcher, as Russell comes back with a new glove. He has pitched 14 innings. He has given up 14 hits and 9 earned runs, has walked 6 and struck out 9. An overall ERA of 5.79. Banashevsky is going to lead things off. Looks at a ball high. Banashevsky struck out in his first at bat. So it almost appears that Zachary Johnson is going to go with a bullpen-style day. That one's fouled away. 1-1. And you would think with the already guarantee of into the playoffs and securing the number 1 seed, you would give your main starters, in which they used their number 2 and 3 starters yesterday. That one's on the center field. In comes Brazelton. A diving try, but it's a trap. And that's a leadoff single for Kellen Banashevsky. And LTU is in business. So a diving effort by Brazelton, but he's only able to play it on the short hop. So a runner at first. That's going to bring up Nick Golson, who has the big hit so far in this game. The 2-run home run back in the first. 3 total hits for LTU. That is the 14th, and that was the 14th home run for Nick Olson this year. Looks at a ball low. Big up try at first. Off speed is in the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 on Olson. Matsushita is from Kofu, Japan. Went to the College of the Desert, and another great scouting report just done by the recruiting process here at Concordia. Then a curveball missed low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Matsushita also has recorded 1 save this year. Definitely the versatility of this rotation. Banashevsky goes. Throw down to second. It was on a bounce. The quick tag, and it's in time. The quick tag by Kozlowski. And Banashevsky is out on the base pass. 1 gone. The count is 3-1 to Olson. 2-6 on the putout. Off speed at the knees for a strike. Full count. That was the short. Kozlowski. And there's 2 gone. So a leadoff single, a caught stealing, and then a ground out. It's going to bring up Jake Yanessa. Yanessa struck out in his last at bat. That was against Palmaville. Swinging away early. Comes up empty, 0-1. The 2 RBIs for Olson. That was his 51st and 52nd on the year. Popped up, foul territory, Fleming, and he makes the grab. And that's going to end the inning. We go to the fourth inning. LTU still up by 2. Fourth inning, LTU leading by 2 here in Game 1. And basically Game 3 of a 4-game series. Aaron West will lead things off for Concordia, as I was looking at the wrong stat sheet. Last half inning, the home run by Olson was only his 6th this year. First pitch, Osprey misses inside for ball 1. And give him a total of 43 RBIs this year. Chopped foul, 1-1. Nick Olson also did have a total of 50 RBIs last year, along with 13 home runs. So as we get all the stats correct, Jay Gallant has been moving along, has recorded a lot of ground ball outs. Chopped to third, and on a wicked hop, there's Walker. Long throw on a bounce, picked by Wakowiak. What a play on both ends. Walker was able to snare it and then had to do a reverse 360 and threw it on a wicked bounce, but right there was Wakowiak to stay with it. So a great play defensively, 5-3 on the putout. One gone now for Drew Fleming. High fastball misses for ball 1. Fleming popped out the third in his first at bat. Two 2-0 now. Swinging away, 2-0, big hack, and it's 2-1. That one goes over the head to the backstop. 3 balls and a strike. Gallant has had some command issues over the past couple of seasons in which he will miss to the arm side. But it's looked rather sharp right now. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That one's popped up. Coming in is Olson. Hauls it in for the second out. Seven total groundouts and 4 flyouts as a result in all the outs recorded by Gallant here. Two down now for Russell. Slider in there for a strike. Jimmy Russell grounded out to short in his last at bat. Low and inside, 1-1. A check-in across the other games going on today as well. Rochester and Siena Heights, they are tied 1-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Aquinas leading Uno 4-2. That one's low and inside, and apparently that did get the jersey of Russell. And so a two-out hit batter. That's the second hit batter by Gallant. Four to two in favor of the Saints of Aquinas over the Racers of Northwestern Ohio. That one's in the bottom of the fourth inning. Madonna is leading Lourdes right now in the top of the fifth, 3-0. So all these games are still moving along, and Indiana Tech still has a 3-0 lead over Cleary. That is the key game, and that is the key matchup to be looking on as these games go along here. So two outs, a runner at first. It's going to bring up Sherman. Shot foul in the first pitch. Only second base runner for the Cardinals so far in this game. Quick check over there. The brother of Jimmy Russell, Tyler Russell, is pinch running. Russell did record a stolen base yesterday in the doubleheader. Low and away. 1-1. There he goes. A half swing, and it's a foul. 1-2 now. One-two pitch. Runner goes. Throw down. Is in time. Jason Earhart guns him down. And that's going to retire the side. Still no hits for the Cardinals through 3.5 innings. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Jackson Kovacs going to lead things off for LTU as we're into the bottom of the fourth inning as this game cruises along. Kovacs struck out in his first at bat. Matsushita remains out there for the Cardinals. First pitch, that's the short on a bounce. Long throw to first, and it's in time. It was a very close play. Wakovic thought he beat it. Tom copied over there, believes that he did. No arguments, and that's one pitch and one out. It was a rather lucky bounce for Kozlowski at short, and then he had to really hurry up the throw. So 6-3 on the putout. Now Trent Reed. Bends out of the way of that bender. 1-0. Outside corner with the fastball. 1-1. Reed popped out in foul territory to first in his last at bat. Hits that same spot again, and Matsushita is ahead 0-2. Over to second. There's Sherman. 2 ground ball outs for Matsushita. And quickly ahead here in this fourth inning. Two down now for Jason Earhart. He flied out to deep center field in his last at bat. And over the variety of bats he had yesterday, he's been hitting the ball hard on loud contact. Bender misses outside for ball one. Earhart, because of his hard contact and continuing with the ball in play, leads the team in average with .429 this year. That one is sliced foul, 1-1. And definitely as the season winds down, Earhart should definitely be credited the recognition of the time he spent working with the pitching staff and also at the plate, probably being one of the best hitting catchers of the conference this year. 1-1. Another foul. Earhart in 126 at-bats has 54 hits, 35 RBIs, and 4 home runs this year and 7 doubles. 1-2. Tried to drop the curveball, it just missed outside. 2-2. Gets the corner, called strike 3. 2 groundouts and a strikeout for Matsushita. And we go to the 5th inning. It's still 2-0 Lawrence Tech. Fifth inning, 2-0 still. Lawrence Tech with the lead. Jake Gallant has been cruising along, has only allowed 2 base runners and nothing else. Jordan Sherman's going to lead things off. He was left at the plate. When Tyler Russell was caught stealing. Looks at a ball outside. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Good slider down away. Another slider, and that one catches the corner. 1-2. When Gallant is on point, that slider is his go-to, and that thing just breaks away. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That one's in the hole, and that's a base hit. First hit for the Cardinals. And the third base runner allowed. That's the first hit. And it's a leadoff base runner for the Cardinals. That's going to bring up Caleb Hartman. They decided to go with the fastball, and Sherman sped up the bat and was ready for it. Hartman grounded out to first. That was 3 unassisted. Back door with the bender gets the call. Check on the runner and Sherman. Sherman does have 4 stolen bases. He's only been caught once. Slice foul, and Gallant is quickly ahead of Hartman, 0-2. Pitch. That one's inside, and it gets by to the backstop. That's going to be a wild pitch. So that takes away the double play chance with nobody out. Earhart was setting up outside, and that one was just yanked to the inside and got by. So now, Sherman in scoring position. 1-2 pitch. That was to short. The runner moves up. Play on the run by Reed, and that throw gets away. And here comes the runner home. And the Cardinals are on the board. It's 2-1. That's the 17th error by Trent Reed this season. They're going to verify to make sure that the runner Hartman did actually touch the base when he went by. So now Hartman is at second on the throwing error. And now they're actually going to perfectly verify, and they still say they did touch the base. It almost seemed like somebody from the dugout of Lawrence Tech must have noticed it was close, but umpire says they did touch the base, so now Batanian. Nope, still nobody out. That one's popped up. Into left. In comes Olsen. Makes the catch for the first out here in the 5th. One out, runner at second. And it's Justin Kozlowski. Front door bender misses inside. 1-0. Kozlowski grounded out to short in his last at bat. Trent Reed had made 3 ground ball outs before that one throwing error. Inside, and it gets him. And that is the 3rd hit batter by Gallant. So that puts 2 runners on with 1 out. But even though that's the 3rd hit batter, that does create a double play chance here. That's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, A.J. Brazelton. Swing and a miss. Front door, first pitch slider disappearing on him. Shows bunt. Does attempt. And now he's down the count 0-2. So great work by Gallant. Work back into the count. Oh, 2. Inside, and that one gets away. Second wild pitch of the inning. And for the second time on a wild pitch that takes away a double play chance. Yeah, now they're going to bring the infield in. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Brazelton. Swing and a miss. And a huge strikeout for Gallant. There's 2 outs. Now top of the order for Kyle Hebner. Tying run at 3rd. Go-ahead run for the Cardinals is at 2nd. Hebner has flied out twice in 2 at-bats. First pitch off speed is in there for a strike. Another one is in there for a strike, and he's quickly ahead 0-2. Gallant trying to end the frame. And he thought he nearly did. Earhart and Gallant were walking towards the dugout. That one just missed. 1-2 now. Down the line, it's going to go foul. Being a former pitcher, part of the rotation and staff of Jimmy Mancuso, the pitching coach, you'd rather give up the hits than give him the free passes via the hit batters and the walks. Another 1-2 pitch. 2-2 now. Two. That one's into center field. That's a base hit. 1 run is in. They're going to wave home the runners. 2 runs are in, and the Cardinals take the lead. Three runs on only 2 hits. A hit batter, 2 wild pitches, a throwing error have all resulted in 3 runs here in this 5th inning. That one's over the head and gets to the backstop. And Hebner gets the second. 3rd wild pitch of the inning. A ball, no strikes to Aaron West as the bullpen is getting busy for LTU. Ground ball to third, and caught up on Walker. The ball gets loose, and everybody's going to be safe. That was a bad hop that came up and got Walker. It almost looked like in the throat or the face area. It's going to be a base hit, the 3rd hit of the inning, and time is called. West is aboard. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. As Walker appears to be all right. Walker has had a difficult couple of weeks in the last homestand against Aquinas. He took a pitch to the head area, more like to the helmet, and it got actually a piece of the face, and he had to come out. And after that first game, I talked to him, and then I saw the bruise forming around the eyelid. So he was actually out for a couple of games, and he's come back. He's been very productive at the third base spot, very solid defensive, and has provided with the bat as one of the lineup. So that sets the stage. 2 runners aboard, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. It's going to bring up Drew Fleming. That one's high for ball 1. Fleming has popped up to third and has flied out to left in 2 at-bats. Low and away. 2-0 now. That one's a chopper. It's going to be foul. 2-1. Quick check-in on the game. Indiana Tech still has a 3-0 lead. That game is already into the bottom of the 6th inning over there in Howell. 2-1 pitch. Runner goes from first. They throw down, and it's going to be late. So it's a stolen base for Hebner. And that takes away a force play opportunity at second. LTU will have to go across. The count is 3 balls and a strike on Fleming. Fourth stolen base for Hebner. 3-1. Ball 4. It's going to bring out Stan Eldridge as the bases are loaded with 2 outs. This will not be no signal yet. More so a talk over with the infield because this inning has just gone away. This has been almost a repeat of what happened yesterday. Just too many miscues on the defensive side and also on the pitching side as well. Too many free passes have resulted in the runs given up. 3 runs on 3 hits. One of those being on a throwing error. 2 runs on 3 hits for LTU. Bases are loaded full of Cardinals for Jimmy Russell. Russell was grounded out and also was hit by a pitch. Stan Eldridge going with his starter to try to get out of this frame. That was low for ball one. That was only the first walk by Gallant. 3 hit batters and a walk. Two and 0 now. Russell is the 9th batter to make an appearance here in this inning. 3-0. The Cardinal bench had been mostly quiet throughout the start of this one. They have come alive and they are on top of their dugout. Gets a call on the inside, 3-1. Timeout's called, and Earhart's going to discuss things over with Gallant. Three-one pitch. Chop foul, full count. All of the runners will be on the move. Three-two pitch. Ball four. Another one is in. 4-2 now, Cardinals. So 90 feet, everybody moves up, and it's now Jordan Sherman. Sherman started this inning with a single, and so the Cardinals will bat around. Big swing there, fouled it straight back, 0-1. Down low and a stop there by Earhart, 1-1. After the single, Sherman moved up on a stolen base. On a wild pitch, and then scored on the throwing error by Reed. 1-1. Fly ball into the gap. Yanessa giving chase, and that one's going to one-hop the fence. 3 runs are going to come in. Jordan Sherman clears the bases. And Concordia has busted it open. It is 7-2. Second hit for Sherman this inning. And that's going to bring out Stan Eldridge. We're going to step aside for a pitching change. We'll be right back. The Cardinals, after winning the regular season championship yesterday, are not letting up. Their offense has exploded for 7 runs here in this 5th inning, and that's going to turn things over to Cole Smith, the 6'10" right-hander. The bullpen for LTU dealing with Caleb Hardman. This is outside for ball 1. Harmon reached on a throwing error. This is the second at bat of this inning. Smith with an ERA of 5.27 this year, making his 9th appearance. Down low, 2-0. 13 2/3 innings pitched for Smith. He has given up 11 hits and 8 earned runs, has walked 11 and struck out 10. There's a strike at the knees. 2-1. From keeping the games close in both games yesterday to losing twice by 2 runs, it has now become a bigger hill. Pickoff try at second. Sherman back in there. Sherman with the bases clearing double. As a couple of hit batters, the throwing error have resulted in the 4 runs that have come in, and then the big hit by the double. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now. LT with not many chances left to go to try to get back into this. They need 2 wins to still give themselves a shot. Swing and a miss, and that's going to end the inning. So Cole Smith comes in, gets the strikeout, not before the Cardinals take command over here in Game 3. Well, the Blue Devils have a mountain to climb, and they have 9 outs to do so here in the bottom of the 5th. Down by 5 runs, 7-2 in favor of the Cardinals. Swinging away is Andrew Mertz as he fouls it off Jimmy Wrestle. Tyson Matsushita remains out there. He has done a very good job in relief for the Cardinals here. He has thrown up scoreless innings in the 3rd and the 4th. This is high and away for ball 1. 1-1 on Andrew Mertz. Mertz walked in his last at bat. Off speed is in there for a strike, 1-2. That one misses up high, 2-2. Well, a quick check over on the other games. Indiana Tech has added on another run. They now lead at 4-0 in the top of the 7th inning. So if they hold on to that, LTU makes a comeback, and it'd be up to Indiana Tech to win out. That one's going to be foul. 2-2. Curveball, a half swing that's floated out to Sherman. And that's the first out. One away now for Logan Walker. Walker also walked in his last at bat. That was back in the 2nd inning. Off speed misses high for ball 1. Low and away. 2-0 now on Walker. Swing and a miss. That cutting pitch. And it's 2-1. That one's fouled away. 2-2 now. Ground ball to 3rd. In comes Kozlowski. And pickup trying it. And Fleming is not able to dig it out. It's going to be a throwing error on Kozlowski. And Walker is aboard with 1 out. Top of the order for Joel Sterneman. As we check on more games across the league, Madonna did hang on to win against Lords 3-2. That's the final of that one. Rochester is leading Siena Heights 5-3. That game is into the top of the 7th inning. And the Indiana Tech Cleary game is just about over. Indiana Tech has a 4-0 lead. And that is the key game to look out for. One-0. Ground ball to 2nd. There's Sherman. 2nd for 1. Relay to 1st is not going to be in time. Sterneman with great speed is able to beat out the double play chance. Two down, runner at 1st for Banaszewski. He has struck out, and He has singled and then was caught stealing. Curveball is in there for a first pitch strike. Gets the corner. 0-2 now. Matsushita looking to keep a clean innings going for the Cardinals. A quick check over on Sterneman. Oh, 2. Low and away. Snap throw to first. Not in time. 1-2 now. Curveball. Manchester waits on it. It's floated into center, and it gets by Brazelton. Sherman is going to go to third, and he's going to be waved around. Relay throw to the plate is going to not be in time. Ball gets away, but it's backed up. A single by Banashevsky, and LTU gets one spot closer. It's 7-3. So now it's a 4-run ball game. It makes things a little bit closer. It's going to bring up Nick Olson. Olson has had the biggest hit for LTU. That was a 2-run home run back in the first inning. As the sun is shining very bright right now, which is a beautiful sight to see. Strike at the knees. So the double by Banashevsky puts him in scoring position with 2 outs. Off-speed misses outside, 1-1. Second hit for Banashevsky, and he's able to bring LTU in closer bit by bit. 4 hits apiece now for both teams. 2 errors by Concordia. The second error was on Battani as he was trying to back up the play. That one's fouled at the plate. Brazelton for the second time on a sinking liner. Tried to trap it, but he got by. But then Brazelton mishandled the backup play, and that allowed Sterneman to score. The throw was almost there in time, but it got by Russell and went to the backstop. But Matsushita was backing up the play, as he should. One, 2. Low, 2-2. Two. Curveball is up the middle. Ranging over is Kozlowski. Throw to first is on a bounce, and it's not in time. Infield single for Olson. That puts runners at the corners with 2 outs. Banashevsky's over at third. Olson with his second hit. Now Jake Yanessa. Yanessa struck out and is fouled out. Popped up. Will there be a play? Russell and that one goes into the stands. More check-ins across the lead. Aquinas does hang on to beat Northwestern Ohio for the third straight game, 5-3. Another foul, and Matsushita is ahead of Yanessa 0-2. So the Racers have dropped 6 in a row, and that would definitely shake up the standings. Despite they still have a game lead and they're in third place in the standings, Aquinas, with one more win, could easily flip-flop that. 0-2. That one's into right. Over is Batanian, and he makes the grab. 2 runners are left stranded, but one run does come across. It's now 7-3. We go to the 6th inning. Sixth inning, 4-run deficit as we check in more across the league. So the final game one between Indiana Tech and Cleary is that 4-0. So Lawrence Tech comes back to win this one. They would have to hope they win game 2 and Indiana Tech can hold off Cleary and sweep that doubleheader here today. Smith delivers a strike to Batanian. In the hole, that's a base hit. Leadoff single by Batanian, and he's aboard. Now Justin Kozlowski grounded out and was hit by a pitch. He eventually came around to score. Now 5 hits apiece for both teams. Shows bunt. He gets it down. Smith off the mound has one play, and he makes it. So the sacrifice moves the runner up. 1 out, runner in scoring position. 1-3 on the putout. Now Zachary Johnson, the head coach for the Cardinals, coming over from third base box. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter. This looks to be Harrison Ryan. That's going to grab a bat and taking it bat. Sophomore utility player out of Macomb, Michigan. A transfer out of Macomb Community College. Correction, this is number 17, Curtis Townsend. Townsend is a sophomore outfielder out of Lexington, Michigan. Went to Crosswell Lexington High School, 5'8", 165. Townsend has had 85 at-bats. He recorded 25 hits, and 7 of those being doubles. Does have 2 home runs and 4 triples this year. That leads the team in triples. 26 RBIs, has struck out 16 times, but has walked 15. And has 5 stolen bases. He's got a ball outside. So he hits in place of Brazelton. That one just missed low. 2-0. That one hits the knees that time, 2-1. The Rochester Siena Heights game, that one's into the bottom of the 7th. The Warriors are holding on to a lead, trying to pick up the victory there. That one's fouled away, 2-2. Misses high and away, full count. For the Rochester Warriors, they're looking to get their 2nd victory in conference play. They have 29 losses this year. So that would be good for them to finish the season on a high note to salvage 1 win of today. That one's fouled away, maintains a 3-2 count. Siena Heights won both games yesterday. They have now 8 wins overall this year. 22 losses within the bottom 3. Payoff pitch. That one's low for ball 4. Single, sacrifice bunt, and then a walk. Puts 2 runners aboard with 1 out. Top of the order now for Kyle Hebner. Cole Smith coming in relief of Jay Gallant after the rough 7-run 5th inning put up by the Cardinals. Curveball misses down low for ball 1. Hebner has flied out twice and has singled. Down low again. Picked there by Earhart, 2-0. It has definitely been pitching inconsistencies that have definitely allowed the opponents to maintain within the games this year. 2-1. Three and 1 now to Hebner. On the corner, full count. So the regular season champions are definitely not letting up one bit. Trying to get everything they can out of their starters. Payoff. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And there's 2 gone. Second strikeout for Cole Smith. 2 gone now for Aaron West with 2 runners on. West has been hit by a pitch, grounded out to third, and has singled. way outside. That's a fly ball into left. That one's down the line. Olsen at the wall, and that one is gone. A 3-run home run by Aaron West. And double digits go the Cardinals. 10-3. Fifth home run of the year for West. And given 36 total RBIs in the year. Strike to Drew Fleming. One and one. So now it gets even more difficult for LTU if they want to play comeback and still maintain contention. 1-1. 2-1 now. Fly ball into deep right center field. And Drew Fleming has done it again. His 19th of the year. Eleven to 3. The Cardinals are pouring it on. Fleming, his third home run in this series. He's going to bring out Stan Eldridge. We're going to step aside for a pitching change. The regular season champions are having themselves a field day here at Jimmy John's Field. They have exploded 7 runs in the 5th, 4 more here in the 6th inning via 2 home runs. And they're looking for more. Jake Nightingale takes over. This is up high to Jimmy Russell. Low and inside, 2-0. Nightingale made an appearance yesterday, gave up a couple of hits. That one's down the line and left. And it's going to go foul into the bullpen. So for Drew Fleming, that's 19 home runs in the year, 61 RBIs. That now leads the team as he was tied with Jordan Sherman. In fact, Sherman still maintains the lead after the 3-run double he had. He has 63 now. Ground ball to third. Wide of third. Walker, long throw, and it gets away from Makoviak. Inning continues. He's going to bring up Jordan Sherman, who had the 3-run double back in the 5th inning. Had 2 at-bats in that 5th inning, singled, and later on, the 3-run double. Looks at a first pitch strike. $11 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Cardinals. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for LTU. Out at the plate. Got a big piece of Sherman there. The Cardinals, after not getting a hit until the 5th inning, Jay Gallant had been cruising through the Cardinal lineup, and then when that 5th inning came, the lineup just exploded. A couple of hit batters, a throwing error, and then it all just went downhill from there in that inning. And Sherman trying to walk it off. Looks like he fouled it right off the foot. Rochester does hang on to defeat Siena Heights. Snap throw to first. And Tyler Russell is back in there, pinch running for his brother Jimmy. So the Warriors of Rochester do pick up their 2nd victory only this year in conference play. There's a fly ball in the center field over his Sterneman. Puts it away. Now before 4 more runs are across via 2 home runs by Fleming and 1 by Aaron West. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. LTU down by 8. Well, LTU definitely has some work to do here. They're down by 8, and they have 6 outs left to go to try to save their chance of getting into the conference tournament. But Concordia, the regular season champions, have not made it easy. They are trying to squeeze the life out of the Blue Devils here today. Taishin Matsushita is still out there. He's worked a lot of scoreless frames, deals to Wakowiak. This is down low for ball 1. Has only given up 1 run within all the frames. That was back in the 5th inning. That one's fouled away. 1-1. Wakowiak is struck out and has grounded out to short on a close play that was when he grounded out. And because of the long innings, Matsushita has been warming up and still throwing within the bullpen. 1-1. Gets the corner. 1-2. Up and in tight. 2-2. We have a new shortstop for the Cardinals. This is John Markowitz. He's a senior infielder, 5'7", 170, also out of Warren, Michigan, and a transfer from Macomb Community College. That one's into the gap. Over is Brazelton. He's not going to get it. He's able to cut it off, though. Wakowiak, a big lead around first. They do throw back, and he's able to get back there. Brazelton has really good speed, and he's able to track it down before that ball really got to the warning track. Able to hold Wakowiak to a single, and that's how this bottom half of the 6th gets going. Runner at first, Trent Reed. Reed has popped out, and he has grounded out twice. Grounded out once, rather. This is his 3rd at bat. Osby misses high and tight for ball 1. The game between Aquinas and Northwestern Ohio took place at Cornerstone University's field. And then the day before, it was at the Myers Sports Complex in Rockford as they check over on the runner, because Aquinas was the home team, but yet their home field was not in the playing conditions, so therefore it had to be changed to an alternative site in which they have had to do quite a lot this year. That one's fouled back, 1-1. Down low, 2-1 now on Reed. As this first game moves along, Madonna and Lords are already into their 2nd game. Madonna has won 3 out of 4 so far against the Grey Wolves. 2-1. That's a chopper to 3rd. West goes to 2nd for 1. Relay to 1st is not going to be in time. So Reed's going to reach on the fielder's choice, but there's 1 out. Going to bring up Jason Earhart. He has flied out and struck out. Swinging away into left. There is Hardman, and he's there to make the grab. 2 gone now. Runner first now, Andrew Mertz stepping in. Mertz has walked, and he has popped up softly to 2nd. That one's fouled away to the right side. 0-1. Off speed misses high and away. 1-1 right now to Andrew Mertz. Another one missing high. 2-1. The first round of the WAC tournament starts on Thursday, May the 4th. Continues on then Friday. That one's popped up foul. 2-2 now. But even before all that happens on Tuesday, Concordia has one more matchup. This is going to be an exposition matchup against Eastern Michigan University, a 9-inning game starting at 6 o'clock over there in Ypsilanti. Zachary Johnson wants to get all that he can out of this team before the tournament starts. Full count, snap throw to first. And they thought they got him. The entire bench exploded. Even up by 8 runs, they want every edge that they can get. And Zachary Johnson with his hands above his head over there in front of the dugout. So now with a full count, Reed will be on the move. Give Zachary Johnson credit. He has kept his team in all the games they have played all year long. Payoff. Ground ball to the short. Running play. And fresh into the game. John Markowitz makes the play on the run. That's going to end the inning. We go to the 7th. It is still 11-run difference. Caleb Harmon's going to start things off for the Cardinals here in the 7th inning. Jake Nightingale back to work. Gets a strike on the corner. Harmon is grounded out, is struck out, and has come around to score. Reach base on an air. 1-1 now. Inside, 2-1. That one is sliced into left. Over is Olsen to make the grab, and there's one gone. A bunch of the second games are already underway across the conference. Aquinas and Uno are already underway in the top of the first. Madonna and Lords are already underway, too, in Sylvania. Fly ball, center field. Going back is Sturman all the way back to the track. And that one is gone. Jared Batanian with the solo shot, and it's now 12-3. The 8th home run for Batanian this year, the 3rd home run in this game for the Cardinals. And now John Markowitz is going to get in at bat. It's taking over at short for Kozlowski. Off of Walker, and he's going to have no play. And so John Markowitz, fresh into the game, gets a single. That ball was hard hit. And then they're going to mark that an error. 3rd error by LTU today. Now, we're going to bring up Brazelton. Allspeed is in there for a strike. Softly hit. Over there is Reed. And there's 2 outs. And over comes Zachary Johnson. He's going to go to his bench. And this is Andre Hutchins, a freshman infielder. He's out of Harper Woods, Michigan. Went to Chandler Park Academy. 5'8", 180-pound infielder. Looks at a first pitch strike in the inside corner. Fouled away, 0-2 now. Went for the 5 fastball and executed perfectly. 1-2. Foul tipped. That one missed low and away, 2-2. Hutchins has a hitting average of .313 this year. This is his 17th at bat. That one just missed outside. Full count. The runner at first, Markowitz, will be on the move. 5 hits for Hutchins this year, 4 RBIs. That one's popped up. Walker giving chase into foul territory, and he cannot make the catch. Diving try, but it drops foul, and so we'll see another pitch. 2 doubles, 1 walk, and struck out 3 times for Hutchins. That one's popped up. In comes Yanessa to make the grab. And the inning, another run across and another home run. Last chance for the Blue Devils to make a huge comeback. Last chance for Lawrence Tech to get themselves an opportunity to get into the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference Championship Tournament coming up next week. But the Cardinals, the regular season champions, have not made that easy. 9-run deficit. Swinging away is Logan Walker, and he comes up empty, 0-1. Taishin Matsushita has done brilliant work, only giving up 1 run in 4 innings of work. And Walker is hit on the hand, and he's going to take first base. So a hit batter starts things off for LTU. Top of the order, Joel Sterneman. Matsushita would get the win if he's able to close out this game. Allspeed is in there for a strike on Sterneman. Sterneman has singled, grounded out, and reached on a fielder's choice. That one is into the gap. Walker is going to go first to third. Runners are at the corners with nobody out. Joel Sterneman with the single. His second single, and that sets the stage. LTU trying to make a rally. Now, Kellen Banaszewski at the plate, but we're going to get a mound visit by head coach Zachary Johnston. As we check in across the league, 3 sets of matchups are already into their second games. Madonna is leading Lords 2-1. That game is into the bottom of the first over there in Sylvania, Ohio. Indiana Tech and Cleary are just starting their second game. That's into the top of the first, no score. And then University of Northwestern Ohio, they have a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the first against Aquinas. The Racers have dropped 6 straight, dropping them into third place after being in the number 1 spot for a majority of the season. They were picked to win the conference this year after winning it last year. They won the conference and the conference tournament. Also, he misses high and tight. Ball 1 to Banaszewski. That one's into the gap. Base hit. RBI single by Banaszewski. And LTU gets another run. It's 12-4. So LTU not going away quietly. A hit batter and 2 consecutive hits. And now it's going to bring up Nick Olson. Shot foul. 0-1. Olson has a 2-run home run. He is grounded out, and he has a singles. Eight hits total for the Blue Devils here today. 1-1. 12 runs on 8 hits also for the Cardinals. They have taken advantage of all the free opportunities. 3 hit batters and a couple of walks total for the Cardinals on the offensive side. Allspeed misses down low. 2-1 on Olson. That one's into left center. Backing up is Hartman. He's going to make the grab. Sturdman is going to try to tag, and he is going to be thrown out. Banashevsky checks up, and he goes to second on the play. But that was probably the wrong move right there by Sturdman. It was a medium fly ball. And down by a bunch of runs, it is not worth it to try to advance on that type of play. And there's 2 outs now, and last chance for LTU, Jake Yanessa. Looks that pitch high and away for ball 1. Yanessa has flied out twice and struck out. That one's popped up. Fleming in foul territory. The Cardinals have won the series. They take game 3, and Lawrence Tech has been eliminated from the WAC tournament. Final score of game 1 is 12-4, and the second game will start in approximately about a half hour worth. So stay tuned as we will finish up the final game of conference play between the regular season champions, the Cardinals, and your Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. Signing off for now is John Stowe. We'll see you in a little bit.